Hello everybody. In this video, let us discuss about how to delete or how to clean events in our Splunk environment. Okay, so whenever they are in search hit, so from the web interface, how to delete and how to clean the events, we will be discussing in this particular video. And we'll also discussing the difference between deletion and cleaning of the events as well, right? So before going to see how to delete or how to clean the events, so we have to understand the what happens when the deletion of the events. Okay, whenever we are doing the deletion of the events, so these deletion of the events we can always do with a delete command in Splunk. So from the web interface, you can always use a delete command in Splunk, right? So whenever you use this particular command, so as it has been specified over here, the delete command marks all of the events written by the search as deleted. Okay, so only it will be marking the events as deleted only. Okay, that means it won't permanently delete the particular events, but it will be marking the events only as deleted. That's what you have to understand, right? And the second thing is that the subsequent searches do not return the marked events. That means whatever the subsequent searches you write, okay, so once after the particular deletion of the events, if you try to write a subsequent search based on the events, okay, then you won't get the results. That's what he's saying over here. Okay, so because even though it has marked as deleted, okay, so the subsequent searches also you cannot do. And thirdly, if you see over here, no user, even admin, is able to view this data after deletion. So any kind of user, even admin, okay. So once if the events have been deleted, so there is no chance that they can see the events. Once the data is deleted, it is deleted. That's it, right? And again, if you see, the delete command does not reclaim disk space, right? This is correct only because what we have thought, the commands will not be deleted, the events will not be deleted permanently, right? It will be marking, okay, events as deleted. That's it. So that's why you cannot have the freed up disk space. Okay, you cannot reclaim the disk space. So whatever the, for example, say whatever the events that you have deleted, so some 5 GB has been deleted. So the events which occupy a space of 5 GB has been deleted. So you won't see a disk space freed up by 5 GB because actually they are not deleted, they are marked as deleted, right? That's why. And again, if you see, removing data is irreversible, as we have thought earlier, right? No user can see, even admin, and whatever the data is deleted forever, it cannot be irreversible. Okay, that is the thing that you have to consider. And you cannot run the delete command in a real-time search to delete events as they arrive. Yeah, so in a real, you cannot use the delete command for a real-time search or commands which are used for real-time search. So we do have commands like stream stats, right? We do have commands like stream stats, okay, eval, dedupe, this kind of commands are there where we will be having, we will be saying them as centralized streaming commands, right? So by using these centralized streaming commands or the real-time search, okay, we cannot delete the events. Only by using distributed streaming commands we can always do. I'll be coming to that part when I'll be showing the actual deletion of the events. So what you have to consider, what you have to understand, real-time search is not possible if you want to delete the particular events. And again, importantly, if used incorrectly, it can pose a security risk or potentially lose data when it runs, right? So you have to use it appropriately. So if you use it inappropriately, there will be a chances of security risk or potentially you will be losing the data whenever it runs. That's what he's saying. So you have to use carefully whenever you are using the delete command. So you have to keep all these points in view whenever you are using this particular delete command. So a delete command is the one that we'll be using from the web interface, Splunk web interface, in order to delete the events, right? That's what you have to understand. So now let us So now let us minimize this and let us go to our Splunk web interface. Right, this is my Splunk web interface. Admin is the username and I'll be giving the password. So, and if I'll be going to the search and reporting app over here, and what I'll be doing, I'll be getting some of my events, okay, over here, so that I can always delete some events again. So for that sake, what I'll be doing, I'll be adding data. Let me quickly add the data. So I'll be uploading some files from my computer. Right, so this is the zipped file that we have, and if I ingest this data, okay, so the index name I will be giving something like some deletion of data, del data underscore index, some name, whatever the name you want, you can always give. Okay, del data underscore index I have given, and I'll be saving this one. Okay, so that in this particular data all my events will be coming. Okay, so now if I can review this one, so this is the particular thing it will be showing. It is uploaded file, the name of the file, the source type is automatic, this is the host, and this is the index I have created just now. So now if I submit this one, the data will be ingesting, and I can always start searching by clicking this particular button. So now if I search with this index, I do have all these particular events, right? I do have all these events. So now out of all these events, for example, say I do have this account ID, right? Or else not this account ID. Yeah, this vendor ID is there, right? So this vendor ID, for example, say this vendor ID 1060 is there. So whatever the vendor ID 1060 is there, right? So with these vendor IDs, all these events I want to delete. Okay, I think that, okay, so if I think that these IDs, okay, these events are mistakenly formed, there is no such ID at all, but mistakenly these events have been created. So now what I have to do, I have to delete these events. So now if I search with this vendor ID equals to 1060, I do have 135 events like that, right? So now I want to delete all these particular events, right? So as we have discussed, we can always use the delete command, but here you have to understand one thing. Whenever you are using the delete command, what you have to understand, you have to, in Splunk basically, okay, if you go to the roles, we do have a role called can delete. Okay, you do have a dedicated role called can delete in Splunk. Okay, so this can delete, so what does it mean? So if at all a particular row, okay, a user, okay, if at all a particular user is there in Splunk, if you want to delete something, so he has to be assigned with this particular role can delete. If he doesn't have this can delete role, he cannot do the deletion of the operations. Okay, even though he's an admin as well, even though he's an admin, can delete role should be assigned, then only he can always delete the events. Okay, power user or actual user, whatever normal user, whatever the user we do have, right? So any user, any kind of user, you should be assigned with the particular can underscore delete role. Okay, then only he can always delete the particular things in the Splunk. Okay, so that is the thing. So that's why what I'll be doing right now, I will be going over here. Okay, I will be going to the users. Let me go to the users first of all. So if I go to the users, so there is only one user, admin user, which I'm using. So this admin user, if I select, okay, see, this is admin is selected because I'm admin. Okay, so what I can do now, I have to add this can underscore delete. Okay, so I have to add this can underscore delete, and I have to check on this checkbox. I acknowledge that users assigned to the roles, this one is there, right? So I can always check this checkbox, and I have to save. See, now I have got as an admin, see, roles I have got, can delete role also I do have. So now I am eligible to delete the events, right? This is the first step that you should do. Okay, so you should have, even though whatever the user may be, even the admin user as well, without this particular adding this particular can delete role, you cannot delete the events. Okay, this is one thing that you have to consider. And the second thing is that in the roles, right, you do have this can delete role as we have discussed, right? So you have to have the capability for this can underscore delete role. You have to have the capability. Okay, so if I click on edit, okay, so see, we will be having this particular, if you click on edit, we will be having or whatever the roles we do have, it will be listed over here. And whatever the role we are seeing about can underscore delete, right? So this can underscore delete, if you click on capabilities, see, as you are seeing over here, delete underscore by underscore keyword. Okay, this at least this capability should be assigned. So automatically by default it will be assigned. It is inherited capability, so it will be automatically assigned as we are seeing right now. So this should be assigned. You have to check this once. Okay, without this delete underscore by underscore keyword, okay, we cannot delete the particular events and all. Okay, so you have to check that whether it has been assigned or not. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to do. This capability must be assigned. Okay, so that is the thing. By default it will be assigned, but you have to check once. Okay, so now if you can save this one, or even though if you do not save, there is no problem because automatically it has been done. Okay, so now what I can do now, I will be going to the, so we have came out from the SPL page or from a search head. So I will be writing the index equals to data del data underscore index, and this is the vendor ID we are seeing earlier. So I'll be selecting this one. Okay, and now whenever I am going to delete this particular thing, okay, whenever, so now my intention is that if I search this one for all time, so I do have 135 events, so I want to delete these 135 events, right? So as I have specified in the beginning, right, so based on the types of the command, okay, so we cannot simply, okay, you cannot simply give the delete command, you cannot simply extend with a pipe symbol, and you cannot give the delete command, but based on the particular types of the commands. Okay, so we do have two types of we do have not only two types of commands, but okay, we do have commands like centralized streaming command and distributed streaming commands. What are those? Centralized streaming commands and distributed streaming commands, as I have specified earlier. So if you use centralized streaming commands in your SQL query, you cannot delete the events. For example, centralized streaming commands are just like your stream stats. Okay, stream stats or head command or dedupe command. Okay, these are all the centralized streaming commands. So by using these commands, you cannot delete the particular events. Okay, so for example, say if I say stream stats, if I use this particular command stream stats, yeah, some count as new count. Okay, if I say, okay, so now if I search this one, what happens? New count field will be created. New count field will be created over here. See, a new count field has been created. Okay, so now once after giving this one, okay, once after using the stream stats command, if I try to delete the particular events, how many events are there? 135 events, right? If I try to delete, what is the syntax for this one? You can simply say delete, that's it. Okay, the keyword delete you have to give, that's it. Now try to delete this one. See, it is throwing an error in delete command. The command cannot be invoked after the command stream stats, right, which is not distributable streaming. Okay, this is centralized streaming, right? This is not distributable streaming. Okay, this is a centralized streaming command, that's why we are not able to delete. Okay, so otherwise, right, so what I will be doing, if I say, if I remove till here, okay, and if I search again, okay, so I'll be having all the events over here. I'll be getting all the events related to vendor ID 1060. Okay, so now if I use a distributable streaming command, just like we do have several commands, just like add info, add total, okay, eval command, rejects command, okay, so rename, replace, all these are fields command. Okay, these are all the distributable streaming commands. So if any of these commands if you use as a subsequent SQL query, for example, say if I use simple fields command, fields, okay, so if I specify something like, what are the fields I do have over here? ACCT ID, yeah, already it is displayed over here. ACCT ID, code, vendor ID. Okay, let me take these three fields only. Okay, So if I take these three fields, if I search, what happens? It will be showing the fields, these three fields in my fields list, okay, along with the 135 events. Okay, so that is the thing. Fields command is a very important command in Splunk. We'll be discussing in another video. So fields command, if I use like this, it will be displaying the particular fields. Whatever the fields I'm searching, it will be displaying those fields. Otherwise, if it is associated with the table command, okay, then it can represent the data in the tabular format. If it is associated with the table command, if you directly use a fields command like this, you will be getting events and fields like this only. And whatever the fields you are asking, you are searching over here, those fields it will be displayed over here. Okay, so that is the thing. Fields command, as I have specified, okay, it's a important command and it's a good way of optimization technique for your dashboards as well. Okay, we'll be discussing separately in another video all those things. Okay, so now because I have used a distributed streaming command, what I can do, I can extend this one, and if I say delete, if I say delete now try to search. Okay, so if I search this one, it will be deleted. Or else what we can do, if you want to delete, okay, if I remove this one and if I search, even eval command is also, okay, eval command is also a distributable streaming command. Okay, so for example, say you do have account ID and code. Okay, in the code we do have some letter, only one letter for each of the event. Okay, this is treated as a particular value in the code field. Okay, so this code field, if we append to the account ID will be having some account IDs, some lengthy string. Okay, this is a so many so it is an integer but a very lengthy string, so it will be appended if I add this one. So now let us see this one. For example, say for the particular event, okay, for the particular event, vendor ID some 7014 if I stake. Okay, and if I extend this one, and if I say eval as the particular command, okay, eval acct id, sorry, acct id equals to code. Okay, code plus acct id, I'll be saying acct id. So plus operator, okay, plus operator in Splunk, whenever you are using two numerical fields, okay, it will be adding those particular values. Whenever you are using two alphanumerical fields, or one field, one alphanumerical field and one numerical field, it will be concatenating. In this case, code is what? It's an alphanumerical field. The values are alphanumeric, right? So whereas as the a symbol is there besides code, that indicates that it is alphanumeric field, and account ID, acct ID, besides this one hash symbol is there, it indicates it is a numeric field. So because I'm using plus, what it will be doing, it will be appending. Okay, so now if search this one, if you search this one, so now click on this account ID, see, now see a has been appended. Okay, everywhere a has been appended. So it will be appending whatever the letter is there. Okay, whatever the single character is there in the code field. Okay, so that character has been appended to the account ID. Okay, to the numerical values of the account ID. Okay, so now because this is also what, this is also a streaming command. Which type of streaming command it is? Distributed streaming command. Now try to, okay, so delete these particular events, this particular 133 events. Okay, so if you delete this one, see, okay, so these events have been deleted. Okay, see, it is saying that these events has been 133 events have been deleted. And now if you remove over here, either if you search like this, okay, either if you search like this with your index name itself, okay, so you won't find the events. What is internally doing? Is it internally completely deleting those events? No, it is marking. Okay, internally it will be marking as deletion of the events, but even then in your search it won't find. So even with your index, it will, if you search, you cannot find. Or if you use like a subsequent search, that means if I extend with a pipe symbol and if you use a where command, okay, and now if you search, try searching like this as well as a subsequent search, now also you cannot find the particular events. They have been deleted, and what is happening, they cannot be irreversible, right? They cannot be reversible. You cannot get this particular information again. And at the same time, what happens? And at the same time, this data, okay, you cannot retrieve the disk space as well, right? That's what we have seen earlier, okay? We cannot free up the disk space, okay? So that is the thing. So now, so then, okay, Kiran, we have understood how to delete the events. So we can always use the delete command, and so whatever the prerequisites that we have to do, that means we have to you have to add can delete role for the particular user, okay, and can delete role should be having the capability, okay, whatever the capability that we have seen earlier, delete by keyword, delete underscore by underscore keyword is the capability, right? That capability we should be having. So after checking that, that will be automatically assigned, right? So after checking these things, okay, and again while deleting we should be ensure, okay, we should ensure that we are using distributed streaming commands, just like eval command, fields command, add total, add info, rejects command. So several commands are there, okay, so we have to use these commands and we have to delete the particular things. Otherwise, if you use centralized streaming commands just like stream stats, head, dedupe commands, so we cannot delete the data as we have seen, okay. So that is the thing that you have to understand. And again, so now we have understood how to delete, but see, as you are saying that it is not completely deleting the particular information, so how to completely delete the particular information even from the disk as well? We should be even freeing up our disk space as well. So what we have to do? So we have to use clean, okay, we have to use clean as the particular, it is not a command, we cannot use in the web interface, okay. So in the back end we have to use it, okay. Clean is the particular option we can always use, and we can completely eliminate the particular data, okay. That is what the difference between delete and clean, okay. Delete, it will be deleting but it won't completely deleting the data actually, okay. Permanent, it won't be permanently deleting the data. What it will be doing, it will be marking as deleted, that's it, that's what it is doing. But in your searches or in your subsequent searches you cannot find that information, okay. You cannot even retrieve that information as well, and even your disk space cannot be freed up, okay. So now in order to completely deleting the data, permanently deleting data, let us see how to do that one, okay. So in order to do that one, I have to go to my terminal. Already I think that it is opened, yes, okay. So command line interface I have to go. So here this is my local system, so I will be saying, I will be going to my root folder, cd root, okay, cd slash I'll be saying, so that I'll be going to a root folder. And if I do ls minus ltr over here, it will be listing out the items, okay. So my Splunk is available in applications folder, so I'll be saying cd applications, okay. And if I press enter and if I do ls minus ltr over here, I'll be finding Splunk as the particular folder where my actual Splunk web interface is there. So cd Splunk I'll be saying, right. So cd Splunk, so here in Splunk we have bin folder, okay, bin folder, cd Splunk, I'll be having the bin folder over here. This is called as Splunk home. Until here this is called as Splunk home, so bin folder I have to go, okay. So here I have to execute the particular clean as the command over here, and I can permanently delete the data, right. So before doing that one, always do remember you have to stop the Splunk web interface. How you can stop the Splunk web interface? /Splunk. First of all, you have to stop the Splunk web interface. /Splunk stop is the particular command we will be giving, and we will be stopping the web interface, okay. It will be taking some time, some few minutes, okay. And again, whenever you are cleaning the event data, so always do remember that you cannot clean the particular information, okay. You cannot clean particular events only, just like how we have done. So how we have done, whatever the vendor IDs are there, okay, those vendor IDs only, 133 vendor IDs we have deleted, okay. So here we cannot delete like that, okay. So you have to completely, if at all you are using the clean option, okay, to permanently delete the data, the entire data whatever that is available inside the index, okay, inside the index, that data will be deleted, okay, that data will be deleted. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to consider. If you are using the clean option, the entire data that is available inside the index will be deleted, otherwise you should not delete. Okay, that is the thing. I do not remember the name of my index. Let me go and check over there in the web interface. It is stopped actually. I think that it is del data underscore index. Okay, so okay, let it be. So now what is the command I have to give? Dot slash Splunk in order to use the clean option. Okay, dot slash Splunk. Okay, clean is the command I have to give. What I have to delete? Event data. Clean event data minus index I have to say. Okay, minus index I have to say. Minus index space del data. This is the thing I am considering. This is the name I have given. Okay, so if it is not the name, it will be scolding us. It will be throwing an error. Okay, let it be. Okay, so dot slash Splunk clean event data minus index del data underscore index is the index name I have given. Okay, so now if I press enter over here, yeah, it is correct only the index name. This action will permanently erase all the events from the index del data underscore index. It cannot be undone. Are you sure you want to delete? It is saying. I'll be saying yes, yes, I want to. That's what it's saying. Okay, so if you say yes, it will be permanently erasing the data. You cannot get back the data. Okay, so I know very well. I will be saying yes over here. Why? And if I press enter, that's it. Okay, the data has been completely deleted. Now what we have to do? Again we have to start, okay, our Splunk web interface. Dot slash Splunk start. We have explicitly stopped, right? So we have to start again. Dot slash Splunk start. Okay, so that our web interface will be again up and running. Yeah, so now if I go over here again, okay, so again I have to log in. Admin is the username, and once if I give the password, I can access the web interface. Okay, because I am in this SPLetter page only, search head, it has taken me to this particular one. So now if you try to search not only with this vendor ID, okay, not only with this vendor ID, but even with the index also, with the index name also, if you search over here, you cannot find any data. That's what I have said, right? So whatever the data that is available, okay, all the events that are available in your del data underscore index, almost all 1,09,000 records were there earlier. All those things, it have been deleted. Why? Because used the clean option. Okay, our index has become empty. Okay, that is the thing that you have to consider. And one more thing I have forgot actually. So whenever you are using the delete command, right, this delete command works only whenever for indexes, okay, for event types. So for events only, indexes will have two types, right? So if you go to indexes over here, you will be having events type of index, or will be having metrics type of index. So underscore metrics is a metrics type of index. So this metrics type of index cannot be used for deleting. The delete command cannot be used for deleting the metrics. Okay, it can be used only for deleting the events for this event type. If your index type is events type, then you can always use the particular delete command and you can delete the events, right? This is the thing that you have to consider. So hope this is clear. Okay, and again we'll be meeting in another video. Until then, have a great time. Bye bye.